Hi, Ari. This is Mrs. Hardy, and I wanted to go over the notes today, analyzing literature using a school of criticism. This is the way you're going to come up with your thesis, to do your literary analysis essay, the final project. So here we go. The first thing we did was we listened. Here's the audio, and here's the um, text to a story called A Rose for Emily by William Faulkner. And so before you go on, you'll have to listen to the story and read along with it to find out the story. Then we looked at some different methods. We call them critical lenses or perspectives on interpreting the story. Now, reader response I presented as a model because reader response is what most people do. It's what the author meant, what you understand because of your experiences, and what the text is actually saying. So you can look at that. So this next slide is actually showing what I did with the story using a reader response critical method. So first, I brainstormed some topics for an essay based on the story. You can see those three. And then I looked for a secondary source, some evidence that might back up what I'm thinking I might want to say about the story. And here, I'll move myself, here is a simple explanation of how I think that source would help me form a thesis. And finally, this is the thesis that I came up with down at the bottom. The next slide shows that I went to my source that I found, and I found a full quote. So this is what a quote would look like in a typical essay using MLA format. And I created a blended quote. A blended quote is when you add your thoughts to a quote and then explain them. Some people call them quote sandwiches. And at the bottom, you can see I have put my MLA citation. Now, I had the class team up with partners to explore other schools of criticism, the ones that you will actually choose from for your novel. Usually one lens or another works best with a particular novel. And so here are all the schools, and you can see the people that have chosen one that they're going to look at. They're actually going to do the same thing I did with their school of criticism for that little short story. The ones that are available are the ones that have my name listed. And so if you want to choose one to look at, history or biography, we could do that together. And that way you could join in. On Monday, everybody is going to they're going to teach about their school criticism, so explain it, and then offer their proposals of some topics and a thesis. And if A Rose for Emily doesn't work, you might choose another story that you've read in the past that you remember vividly, like An Occurrence at Owl Creek Bridge or Lamb to the Slaughter. Here are the things that go on the slides. So your explanation of your critical school and two possible topics, one secondary source, one explanation, one thesis statement, and one blended quote. You do not have to write the whole essay. It is just showing that you're understanding how to get ready to set up your paper and form a thesis. And so you can see there's